Greetings, sports fans. ASMR Sports here. Back with another video. This is one I've been talking about for a little bit. I'm going to do Donnie Baseball today. Now, my Don Mattingly sports card collection is a bit of a mess. It's not ever really been organized. It's partially organized by year, but I haven't looked at it in a while, actually. A while ago, maybe like a year or year and a half or 2 years ago, I kind of went on a buying spree, and I bought a bunch of like 600 card Mattingly collections off eBay. They were pretty sweet, had a lot of stuff that I, was excited to get. Nothing crazy, but fun stuff. And I organized a lot of that by year and was planning to maybe put it in albums, but haven't gotten around to that yet. So we'll see what we got here. See what we got in this box. I'll show you this box here. I'm not going to chew gum today because my daughter, who was 4, decided to jump up into my face when she was on the ground and, kind of knocked the shit out of my mouth. So my tooth is a little bit not feeling so great. Hopefully nothing bad will happen. But it doesn't make me want to chew anything. Alright, so this, I can't remember if I showed the box. I think I did, and I forgot, but, so, organized by year. 84 is what I just pulled out. Actually, I've got 84 and before in the stack I just pulled out, and then this on the right side and the back, there's some autos and some other kind of higher-end cards that I've picked up, and then there's 94, 95, and 96. Continuing the organized by year. So these are the older cards in this collection. These are minor league cards. Let's see if it's going to say the year. I can't remember what year these are, but probably like 81 or 82, I'd guess. This is with, so I think it's the Nashville Sound, which used to be a minor league affiliate of the Yankees, but no more. I bought probably I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I bought 10 or 15 of these in a lot off eBay, and they've gone up quite a bit in value since then. I think at one point back in the 80s, they were probably worth a lot. When Mattingly was perennial MVP candidate. But yeah, I've just kind of hung on to them. At one point, I think I looked these up on eBay, and they were going for $30-$40 a piece. I'm sure I paid $20 for all of these. And they're not very centered, these ones. Some really not centered. Yeah, pretty much all off center. Alright, so these are my rookie cards of Mattingly. 84 tops. This is probably one that I've had in my collection since I was a kid because it's really beat up. I've got some graded 84 tops and variations of that 84 tops that I'll show you when we get to that point in this collection, but this is a good old raw beat up 84 tops Mattingly that I've had for since I was a child and collecting, so it's kind of sentimental to me, sentimental value. This is I don't know where it is, but I used to have, the only Mattingly rookie I had when I was a kid for a while was an 84 Fleer, and it was in this screw down case, and it was kind of beat up, and that was my only Mattingly rookie for a long time. This card I pulled At some point I had a bunch of older wax boxes, and one of them was an 84 Fleer, and I opened the whole thing. And I pulled this guy, so this is pack pulled by yours truly. It's in really nice condition other than the centering, since it's pack pulled. So pretty sweet. This one I also pack pulled. I used to have a box of 84 Donruss that I bought back when those were not very expensive. Probably like 15 years ago I bought that. Let's see. No, it would have been actually, yeah, about 15 years ago. So what, 2005? I bought that and kind of slowly opened the packs and pulled this guy out of there. Kind of off center, but otherwise in pretty decent condition. And then this is excuse me. This is a 84 Topps rookie that I pack pulled, in modern times here as well. So it's pretty sharp, off center, but nice edges, sharp corners. So yeah, kind of funny. I didn't pull a pack, pulled Mattingly until I, was well into adulthood, and ended up pulling quite a few. But, this guy will always have some sentimental value to me. So that's 84. Let's look at 85, shall we? And a lot of these cards that are organized by year, they came just in like 600 count boxes. And they didn't have any sleeves or anything, so I have not put them in sleeves. I probably should, but I've been lazy. Anyways, so we got a OPG, which is definitely a pretty rare card. This one's kind of beat up a little bit, unfortunately. These are cards I think that came, they're like all-star cards. I feel like these are the ones you could send in for, and you see a lot of these around, so they're pretty common. But they did this like every year through, like, I don't know, about 89 or something like that. Rough left edge on all these. And then of course the 85 Topps Don Mattingly. I remember I had one of these when I was a kid, and it was a pretty big deal. Second year Mattingly. I didn't have many high-end cards when I was a kid, at least not that were before like 1987 or so. This one's really nice looking, actually. Surface is maybe a little bit wonky, but relatively well centered, a little thick on the top there. This one's even better, no, like a touch better. Got a little bit of a kind of like a indentation there, almost looks like a crease. Not good. Another pretty decent one. Got a lot of print spots on this one. A couple in holders. This one is really nice, centering wise. Yeah, I'll take a look at that one at some point. Possible grading candidate, but I don't know if it's really worth grading any of these. So this is a Drake's Cakes set card from 1985. Kind of cool. The back sort of looks just like an 85 Topps, in the layout, except that there's a Topps here and there's a Drake's there, and oh wow, it actually has the same trivia question. So very similar back to the 85 Topps. They didn't get very creative. But the front really looks nothing like 85 Topps. That's kind of cool. And this is one of the many Fleer little box sets that Fleer did back in the 80s. A lot of times the backs would look like the Fleer cards from that year, but that did not happen for this one. This is the 85 Fleer base card, and you can see the back of this is vertical instead of horizontal like those ones. So pretty sweet. And then Highlights was a set that Donruss did from like 85 to probably 88. I don't think they did an 89 highlights, but I might be wrong. Just little box sets, kind of like the rookies sets. Actually, it's like the exact same number of cards, I think. The little boxes I remember were the same. So pretty sweet. And here's just a base Donruss, Don Mattingly. Don't think I have a leaf, unfortunately, but he also got a Diamond Kings card in 85. So that's what those are. So that's 1985 right there. So we got all the major sets: Donruss, Fleer, and Topps. That was it for 85. Okay. Now let's go to 86. So I think this has quite a few things in from my collection before I bought all those cards I was telling you about. Boggs and Mattingly had a nice little card in the 86 set, 86 Fleer set. There's an All-Star card. These were actually pretty sought after back in the 80s. There was I don't know, one for every one or two packs. I think they also came in the rack. Yeah, Fleer always had these rack packs that were basically just wax packs wrapped in, a cellophane 3-pack holder. This is a Topps Superstar. Man, there's some white stuff, white powder on the sleeve here. I don't like that very much. Alright, so then another one of these kind of Fleer little mini box sets that they did. And 86 Topps. Always a classic. Love 86 Topps. Just a ton of them. And a ton of the All-Star cards from that same 86 Topps flagship set. Some pretty crispy ones here. And these are those All-Star send-in ones from 86. This is KB. I had a lot of these when I was a kid. I actually remember getting these sets at KB. A lot of these other sets I never really saw. These I might have seen at Ben Franklin. Star sticker. Another one of the Boggs. So there's a lot of Donruss, or a lot of Don Mattingly in the Fleer 86 set. There's just a base 86 Fleer. And of course the always delightful 86 Donruss. Here's the highlight set cards from the 86 highlights. Here's a Leaf card. These are kind of nice. Leaf stuff has gotten pretty valuable, even though back when this was out and this was out, nobody wanted this crap. You could buy this stuff on sale for a fourth of the price of the Donruss. Now it's the opposite. And I always sort of suspected that might happen just because everybody who knows anything about Leaf and Donruss knows that Leaf stuff is way, way, way less popular, way less common. But, there was just no demand for it. Now it's sort of everything goes around how rare something is. So if it's rare, eventually people are going to figure it out and they're going to want to go and buy it. But, yeah, I don't know, it's funny. It still seems like, man, you see that Donruss and it's just premium. Because back when I collected I collected a little bit in 86. I mean, I was really young then, but boy, this 86 Donruss set back then was back when I collected in 87, 88, 89, was just super duper expensive because of the Conseco in there. He was having his crazy 40-40 season and just dominating with the A's, and there was not a whiff of the steroid scandal anywhere to be found, so his stuff was just electric. And that 86 Donruss set, man, that was so freaking hot. There's no way I was touching any of that when I was collecting as a youngster. Alright, so here we are on 87. This card has all these 87 classic green border cards mean a lot to me because my mom, bless her soul, bought one of these games. So this card came in a game called Classic Baseball. It was like a board game. You know, it came in one of those rectangular boxes. It looked like Monopoly box. And you had a board on it. You spun a little wheel, and then you got these cards. And I think you would answer like questions. It's funny, I had a little autograph place here to get the player's autograph. In case you didn't want it on the front of the card. Kind of crazy. But yeah, so in this green set here was the first Classic Baseball set, and there was a card in there of Bo Jackson where he's got football pads on, and he's holding a baseball bat, and it's like super cool. And you know, that would be a rookie card for him. So that was a big deal back in 87, 88. And it made kind of all the cards in this set pretty valuable, and then kind of everybody forgot about it for a million years, and now they're starting to, you know, pick up some kind of collector interest, particularly if you have cards that are graded, you know, PSA 10s. So anyways, I really love this set. I actually went like a few weeks ago trying to look at unopened, you know, sealed copies of the game that would have all the cards in it. And those have like jacked up in price, just like probably a couple weeks before I started looking for them. This is interesting because these KB cards should not have this like browning, but they clearly are printed in a way that has made them susceptible to the elements. So they're very brown now. So this is the 87 KB set. I don't know if I had any of these. As a kid, I definitely had the 86. So here's the All-Star send-ins. And these cards are the glossy All-Stars that come in 87 rack packs, the 3 kind of cell packs of cards that hang on a rack. In case you don't know what a rack pack is. These are interesting. I had not seen these before, but this is a Topps Boardwalk and Baseball set. I'm not exactly sure what the story on these is, but I had not seen these before. And they look fairly cool, so I was happy to get those. Topps Collectors. This is another one of those kind of like, you know, just mini sets, 33 cards. And then we get into all the 87 Topps flagship stuff. We got a team leader card with Ricky Henderson. We got lots of the All-Stars and then the base. And then this is pretty sweet. This is a Tiffany. I ordered this, I don't know, at some point, just by itself off eBay. Actually, it's coming out of the sleeve inside. So, really nicely centered left to right, but top to bottom not so great. And the corner up there is a little bit wonky, so that's not something I grade, but I did want to have a Tiffany. Mainly got to have the Tiffany card of Topps, or you're just nobody. Those Tiffany's are, you know, in high grade. Those are super valuable cards. 87, you want to have the Bonds, you want to have the Bo Jackson, Tiffany, and I don't really have like many Tiffany cards at all, so figured I'd pick up the Mattingly. So these are just another one of those Fleer, you know, kind of 30-some card box sets. 44, are they 44 cards? I think they are 44 cards, yeah. All these Fleer sets are 44 cards. Top sets are a little thinner, they're 33 cards when they do those little box sets that get sold in like drugstores and stuff. Here's 87 Fleer, a bunch of the, oh wow, this one's a glossy, I didn't realize that. These top 2 or 3 are glossy, I didn't realize that. That makes me wonder if I'm going to have some glossy solo cards of Mattingly, so that's pretty cool. So Fleer Glossy is like kind of a, you know, similar to Topps Tiffany, but it's actually a little bit, I think, less rare than Topps Tiffany. But nevertheless, cool to have them. So these don't look glossy. Actually, this one is glossy. Look at that. I didn't realize that. No, that's not glossy. That's just a different, kind of darker, richer blue than these other ones. I thought it was going to be glossy, but it's not. So just a base. So it looks like I don't have any of these. Aussies of Donnie Baseball. And I got a ton of these 87 Fleer All-Star teams from the 87 set. Again, these were, when they came out, they were pretty desired. Man, these are super scratched up though. Good lord. Alright, here we go. So this is Topps opening day, I think. Yeah, so there was an opening day set that Donruss put out in 87. It's kind of famous because there's an error card of, I think, Barry Bonds, where it's like a picture of Bobby Bonilla in it or something like that. And I don't know if that's valuable anymore, but it was like a big deal back then, and those sets were super valuable for a minute back in the 87 time frame. So anyways, this is the Mattingly card from that, so it's kind of like maroon coloring, otherwise they're very similar design, if not identical to the 87 Topps overall design. This is the highlight set from that year, and a bunch of base Donruss cards, and then tons more highlights. And then these are kind of funny, star cards, made a lot of sets, kind of random sets back in the 80s that featured different players, and here's a bunch of the ones. These are perforated, so they came like, I think, 2 cards like together, and you had to tear them apart. Here's Ralston Period. I can't remember what kind of product these came in, but it might have been dog food, because that's what Ralston Purina makes. I think they make, consumer packaged goods as well, for human consumption. So these could have come in anything, and I would guess they came in food for humans, but I can't remember what. Here's more of the KB cards. Here's another Ralston Purina, and there's more star cards. So there you have 1987. Fun stuff. Alright, here's 88. I'm already getting kind of tired. I'm not sure I want to go through all the years, so we might skip over like the 90s. Or maybe I'll make this a two-parter. So this is more classic baseball cards, like those board game cards. These came in like sort of not in the sort of big full Monopoly box looking products, but in like little mini sets that I think you could buy separately or as like sort of little mini game versions of the game. But they have the same design but just different color borders. And these look pretty cool, I think, because it kind of looks like they're parallels of the 87 green border design, but they're in fact from a different year. So pretty cool, I think. Got blue, got red, got yellow. I think these just look really, really awesome. So 88, of course, was the first year of score baseball, and there was lots of little things for Mattingly collectors in that set. 87 highlights and the base Don Mattingly. I feel like this card might have been on the box. I can't remember though. And one of the 44 card Fleer sets. 88 Fleer, and then the Headliners, which was a subset card in I don't know what product, but like I feel like it was not in wax packs. More Fleer 44 card sets. This is Donruss. Man, I can't remember what these were called, but they were kind of crappy set that came in wax packs. Get the cards for real cheap. God, I can't remember. I had a bunch of those when I was a kid. Like the wax packs. Here's just Donruss MVP, which is a subset of 88 Donruss. Here's the base 88 Donruss. Look at the difference in like sort of print quality. That's like, well, look at that's a different card entirely, but look at the deepness of the blue on the right compared to the left. It's like totally different. Alright, so these leaf cards are actually pretty cool and actually fairly rare too. So there's quite a few of them, all of them pretty beat up though. This is, I don't know what this is, one of those like box sets, kind of like the opening day, but something else. I can't remember what this would have been called. Here's Big, Topps Big. These were cards that were the, size of like old vintage cards, kind of like 89 Bowman. They were glossy. That's the Rack Pack All-Star glossy card. Here's just the All-Star from Flagship. Here's the base Flagship. Oh, this is OPG. Oh wow, these are all OPG. Fantastic. So these are all pretty rare. These OPGs. 87 OPG is like super rare. And I don't think I had any of those, but I'm happy to see all these 88s. And here's 88 Topps. And the Sendaways. Kmart Topps. From 88. And some just kind of wacky, like private specialty cards. Here's Topps. I think this was like printed in the UK, but I can't remember what it was called. Woolworth, another Topps 33 card set, I believe. Yep, 33 cards. And then there were some more of these star cards. Alright, so that's 88. Okay, so I think I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I'm going to kind of pause here and do the rest of this in another video. So I want to show you the older cards to match the 84 stuff we looked at earlier. So these are 3 cards that are variations of the 84 Topps. And I picked these up at a show maybe like a couple years ago. Just because the guy who was selling them, man, he had them out like at every show. And he was a Yankees fan because he'd wear like a Yankees hat. He was an older guy, and he had a ton of Yankees stuff. And I always felt like, man, I should just buy something from this guy because I'm a huge Yankees fan. And I don't generally I'm not very talkative. I'm kind of like an introvert when it comes to strangers. So at card shows, I'm always the guy that won't say anything to anybody. Which means if you don't have your cards priced, I'm not buying them. Anyway, so I finally ended up looking up kind of the value of some of the things he was selling, and he had pretty fair prices. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a bunch of Don Manley cards that I don't have, and I got the kind of 3 main, maybe only variations of the 84 Topps Don Manley rookie card, which of course is, probably one of my favorite cards of all time. So this is the Tiffany one, which I've mentioned. Tiffany is very, very difficult to find and valuable if you can find it. And if this were a 10, it would probably be worth thousands of dollars, but it's an 8 and it's in pretty good condition. It's a loft center. But other than that, it looks pretty nice. But I'm very happy to have this 8, just because this is worth quite a bit more now than when I bought it. So I'm glad I bought it when I did. So this is kind of an interesting set. You may have seen these cards around if you're a Mattingly collector. So this is a Nestle card. You'll see it's identical to Topps, except it has the Nestle logo up there. And I don't know exactly how these are distributed, but I had seen these around for many years and kind of always thought it would be cool to get one. And yeah, here's a 9, PSA 9, so it's in pretty dang good condition. Very sharp all around, looks like to me. These are not like super valuable, but they're pretty rare. You don't really see them, especially in high PSA grade. So I don't know what the pop report looks like, but but I don't know. I was pretty pleased to get this one in a 9. All right, and the last one is, of course, an OPG. Yeah, what can you say about OPG? You know, fun little Canadian set. I don't know. I just love, you know, all these kind of variations on a really cool card. So there's all of them together. I don't know if there's any other variations of this card that I don't have. I'm trying to think if there would be. Nothing comes to mind, but who knows? I may be wrong. So, anyways, I'll have to get a graded. Maybe I'll just send this one in for grading, get my PSA 8 or 9 out of it, and then I'll have the collection all graded together. Would that be nice? Alright, so that's going to end this video. Thanks so much for watching. I presume my next video will be 1989 through 1996 Diamonds, and then I'll also show you some of my newer cards. Got some autos. I think it's primarily autos. Just looking through this box. Oh yeah, I got some other cards that are not Mattingly's in here. So I'll show you those too. So, alright, if you're Yankees, or if you're not a Yankees fan, or if you're a Yankee hater, you're not gonna like this video or the next one. That's okay. We need fans of other teams too. But alright, well, that's what I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll catch y'all later. Have a great one. Bye now.